There's a lot of different things we can do with our no prep drag cars to make ourselves faster. We can change gears, we can buy a bigger ESC, we can definitely buy a bigger motor, or we could just take care of the stuff that we already have. What's up guys, it's Chad. Welcome back to the Dorky and 40 RC channel. We're probably maybe a month away before I can start doing some big time test hits. I'm hoping, looking at last year's YouTube schedule, it looks like I did get started sometime in March, so I'm hoping that that pans out this year. I've seen a lot of new people coming to the channel and a lot of new people on Facebook, so I think it's time that we covered some of the basics again, things that I've actually ignored in the off season. Don't forget, if you guys got some value out of this and you like what I'm doing, you can always leave a comment and like the video. I also have Amazon affiliate links down below where you can pick up some things that I use. And if you feel like buying me a beer because you think I'm a cool guy, you can also do that as well. There's a PayPal link.me right in the description below. These things are paramount to your success. First thing we are going to talk about today is taking care of our tires, how to prep them, how to clean them, all that kind of stuff. I'll show you everything I use. Now, your methods may vary. You may have had success with something else that is great. Please share it in the comments below. This is the methods that I used all last year, refined over the year at the end of the year. I don't plan on doing anything different this year unless something great pops up, which it doesn't get much greater than blue shop towels. I'll put a card up here and a link below to a video of showing how I actually go through a race in between rounds, what I do to my tires and everything else. You guys are new, you want to check that out so you can see what you do in the heat of the action. I'm also going to put a link to a video and another card to the video I show where I break in tires, how I break them in. It's pretty much the same thing that you'll see from a lot of high-end buggy racers, breaking in the tire, soaking them, all that kind of stuff, heat, all that. So don't forget to check that out as well. So we're going to talk all about tires today, and I already showed you one of the secrets to my success. Yes, these are just regular, I can't remember if these are Brawny or Scotch or whatever, but these are their blue shop towels. Not the ones that are made for glass, but just the regular cheaper blue shop towels. Now, I used to use a rag like this to like clean my tires, but you can see that when you start getting all this stuff on the rag, you're really not taking stuff off your tires, and we're going to demonstrate that. I also used to use a brake cleaner, this kind here, and non-chlorinated. The problem with brake cleaner is during certain temperature situations and certain track conditions, it actually will leave a film that your tire prep, which I use reaction time, until I find something else. Sometimes it just doesn't react well with it. You got to remember, these tires are like, I don't know, 50-60% plastic at least. So this stuff didn't work out very well. What I like to clean my tires with is this, naphtha. Every time. This stuff is cheap as beans. You get it at Lowe's or Home Depot. A jug will last you quite a while. And what I do is I just keep refilling one of my Dauber bottles when it empties up, and I use it to clean the tires. Every hit, every time, in between rounds, during the break-in process, and everything else. Now, the other important thing that you need is some kind of break-in tire conditioner. Now, I've been using Beetlejuice by Sticky Icky Preps. There's a lot of stuff out there now. Last year, there wasn't a whole lot of this. This was pretty much one of the only things in the game, and I stocked up on it while I could. So I've got plenty of it for this season. But now there's like Frank's Pink Lemonade, A to B. There's a lot of different formulations out there. I really don't know if one is better than the other. I'm going to keep on using Beetlejuice. I've also used things that are more readily available on A-Main or at hobby shops like Paragon or some kind of wintergreen product. And we'll talk about what we do with this here in a second. So we have the DR10 brisket build here on the bench, and these tires, and of course, just like my breakout tires, are the exact same as I left them last year. They have the same stickiness and the same rocks and everything else on there. They probably have actually accumulated even more, but you can just see, you can maybe hear it. Can you hear that? They are still super sticky. My bad that I did not take care of these, but this is not what you want to do, guys. Every race, every lap, when these things are sitting, you're going to want to clean your tires, and you're going to want to basically what I just say, tag them and bag them. And that comes down to getting off all this prep, having them completely cleaned, applying the conditioner, which is going to be something like your Beetlejuice that I'm using or your A to Z, whatever. And then you're going to bag these things up and you're going to let them sit in the bag until you are ready to race again. That way you're going to pull them right out of the bag, apply some fresh prep to them, heat them all up, and they are going to be good to go and ready for racing. So there's really nothing super scientific about this, but the key is that you're going to want to clean all this stuff off. So I rip up like about, 5 or 6 pieces of shop towel, and I like to fold them into like little squares. And this is all way easier doing it here on the bench. When you're outside and you got wind, these things will blow around everywhere, but you're going to want to like hold them down with a battery or something like that, because you're going to want to keep all your stuff ready. And at the moment that you can start changing things and taking care of your stuff, you don't want to be digging for everything. So when you show up to the race, getting your program set up with your tire conditioning stuff, your cleaning products, your battery, charging cables, all that stuff is super important. So what we're going to do is just take some of the naphtha that we have here, and I am just going to start scrubbing it into this tire. And I really don't need to go all the way around the tire at first, because this stuff does evaporate like crazy, especially when you're out in the heat. But you can see that I'm picking up a lot of stuff. I'm knocking off rocks and everything like that. So we're going to make a big old mess here on the bench. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe a little bit, and then I'm going to stop, and then I'm going to go to another spot on the tire, wipe, stop, go to another spot on a tire, wipe, stop, never trying to repeat over. And I can feel the glue cracking on this tire. So these reactions are probably going to have to be replaced, the old air in the tire thing. Now you can immediately see the difference between this one and this one already, that they're just horrible as far as like how dirty that one was. And these tires are so good and broke in. There's still dirt and stuff on them, but just that one cleaning, these things are still just super sticky. It's great to have tires that are just completely broke in. Probably take you a couple days, maybe 20, 30 hits, maybe a little bit less, depending upon how hard you sand them. So we're going to do the same thing here, and we're just going to keep cleaning this tire until basically the blue is not dirty. So the last couple passes, you can see that we've got almost no dirt coming on to the tire. And if we just go ahead and find ourselves a clean spot on the towel, and we'll just put a little bit here on that area, and we'll use the middle of the towel here, should see that we are almost completely clean. Still pulling some stuff off there. Could be the naphtha just being dirty itself. Probably cleaning a little bit too much off, but I would definitely want to give you guys a good example. Make sure you get everything off of the side walls and it's not dripping down anywhere. You probably get some that will drip on your table, and that's good. I mean, sometimes you'll actually run your tires like this as well, just depending upon, again, the track surface, the temperature, everything else. This has some stick to it. Once this naphtha flashes off a little bit, it'll have even more. So I'm going to go ahead and get the other tire cleaned, and then we'll go ahead and get ready to prep these things. It is a lot easier doing this outside where you have more space on your table. That is for sure. All right, always put your lids back on, and it's always a good idea, guys, if you do not have any type of bottle holders, these are what you're going to want. Something like this. My buddy MidwestRC, I will put a link to his Etsy store in the description. You cannot just tell you how many times that you're going to walk up and you're just going to do that. And if you don't have something in here, you are not going to be a happy boy when your $20 bottle of prep goes spilling across the table. Trust me, ask me how I know. All right, so these things are all cleaned up and they are feeling good. The naphtha has flashed off of there, and we are just left with a nice, sticky, grippy tire that probably does not hold air anymore. I can hear the air leaking already. So what we're gonna do now is, again, this is for after your race, your weekly prep or your off-season prep like I'm doing here. I am going to condition this stuff. Probably shouldn't be doing this in the house because this stuff stinks. It's going to smell my entire basement up like some kind of wintergreen that you just have not ever smelled before. So we are applying the Beetlejuice Conditioner, and really what this stuff is going to do is it literally is just going to dry and flash off, and it's going to penetrate the plastic, the rubber, everything else, and it's going to open all that stuff up so that way you're going to get more grip, and it's going to take heat better, it's going to take the prep better, and everything else. And you just want to apply this all in a nice even coat and just kind of rub it in and go around and around for a while. It's kind of up to you how much you want to do, but I just kind of like to just keep going. One dabber full will do you. You do not need to go crazy. This DR10 transmission definitely needs looked at. The diff feels pretty thick and stiff. Not sure what I put in. So now that we have everything on here, you can see we got a nice shiny tire. The stuff is already starting to flash off and dry a little bit. And all we're going to do is bag it and tag it. So we're going to take these, we're going to drop them into the plastic bag, and they're going to live there until next week. Or in my case, next month, hopefully. All right, so those tires are done, and since I got everything out here and I'm dirty, I might as well go ahead and get the tires off of the breakout car, the Reactions that got me my fastest time ever that I've neglected for months now. I'm gonna get those taken care of, and then I'm gonna get ready to make the next video in this series, which is gonna be talking about battery and charging maintenance, and that is a very important topic for us all that we overlook. And I've done a video on that before as well, but it's definitely time for a refresher. Until then, I'll put a card up here and you can take a look at that video, and it'll be in the description below. Thanks a lot for everything, guys. We will see you in the next video. Hope you learned something here today. Peace.